Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Matthew Sports Talk. So I'm going to apologize in advance. I've been up since 4 a.m. this morning, so I'm a little bit tired. So I'm probably going to take a nap after this. But I'm going to change up a little bit because I got some talking points right here of the NFL. Keeping it a little bit fresh. So, let's get right into it, shall we? The Vikings. When are you going to stop giving me a heart attack? Like, seriously? Okay, yes. We're 3-1. I'm happy. But it didn't need to be that close. It didn't. You, Kevin O'Connell, I'm speaking to you, kicked 3 red zone field goals. 3. You gotta be... For a second there, I thought Mike Zimmer was on the sideline whispering in your ear, kick a field goal. Like, seriously, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, did Mike Zimmer all of a sudden appear? It's like, I understand gain the points, but you can't be conservative in this league. Being conservative doesn't make you win games. And I have another point coming up a little bit later because it happened in the Ravens-Bills game about going for it. But it's like, we should have beaten the Saints by 3 touchdowns. Like, swear to God, we should have beat them by 3 touchdowns. Instead of, we waited for the hand of God to reach out and double doink a field goal for us to win the game. It's not, no. And this is why, because your defense is not where it's supposed to be yet. I mean, eventually they will get better, but your defense is still not where it's supposed to be yet. And until then, you need to put as many points up on the board as you can to win games. Okay? You need to. And yes, the Saints had like 3 turnovers. And they were still this close to tying up the game and sending it into overtime. So it's like, I'm happy we're 3-1, but I want, after last season, I told y'all, no more heart attacks. You've given me 2 so far already. 2. I don't want any more. Okay? This will eventually give out, and I hope that it will give out in 50 plus years, not in 50 plus days. So, anyway, so that's, I'll just say that is that. But hey, this guy, my man Justin Jefferson, he came back. He's back. Thank God. Let me pull up the stat sheet. Yeah, 147 yards and a rushing touchdown. So yeah, how do you like them apples? For 31 fantasy points. Talk about fantasy there. Well, actually, let's just talk about it quickly right now. So my team won 170 to 138. No, actually, you know what? Just highlights. Mahomes, 23 points, 23.3. Jamal Williams, 24 points, Detroit. Jefferson, 31. Travis Kelce, 24. Miles Sanders, 29.6. Oh, and I forgot Nick Chubb, who got me 20.7. So, okay, now moving on. So my next talking point: Dallas Cowboys, my second most hated team in the NFL, is the Dallas Cowboys, and they right now, despite not having Dak Prescott are 3-1. But like my man Marcus Spears said on Get Up this morning, competition matters. They beat a banged-up Cincinnati team. They beat a Giants team. And they beat the Commanders. So let's just put the brakes on if this team is any good. So I'm going to, here's what I'm going to do. I got a playoff predicting app up and running. Let me see if I can split screen this. Yes, I can. I can split screen this. So, regular season schedule. Yes, reset. Actually, that's not going to work. Shoot. All right. I'll just have to go full screen. So, let's go to the Dallas Cowboys schedule. Now, they're saying that Dak Prescott is eyeing a Week 6 return now. They were originally saying next week against the Rams, but now they're eyeing a Week 6. So next week, they're taking on the Rams. The Rams aren't playing as good as I would think they would have coming off of a Super Bowl win. I'm actually going to give that to the Cowboys. So now we're back to where Dak Prescott comes in. They're at the Eagles. That's a loss. And then at home against the Lions. That's a win. Bears. That's a win. At the Packers. That's a loss. At my Minnesota Vikings. That's a loss. Giants, win. Colts, win. Texans, win. At the Jaguars, that is going to be an upset. That's going to be a loss. And then following that, at home against the Eagles. That's going to be a loss. Then Tennessee, win. Washington, win. That puts them at 11-6. Which firmly puts them in playoff position. Now, let's just go over and quickly do the rest of the NFC so that we know where they're at. Quickly doing the Eagles. Oh. Right. Sorry, I'm thinking. Okay, so yeah, sorry. I don't know why I was thinking for that long. Yeah, no, that puts them in a playoff position. It's what happens after that matters. Can Dak Prescott be that guy? So far, he hasn't proved that. So, it begs to be seen. I mean, so, in answering the question, Cowboys be fine without Dak Prescott? Yes. But only to a certain point. And, quite frankly, I think it's going to be a toss-up. I think the Rams can still beat the Cowboys, even though the Cowboys are playing better right now. So, we shall see. All right, moving on. The Lions. The Lions. I have a friend who I will not mention by name on this, but I found something last night on the internet. So, the Lions, they have the number 1 scoring offense in the league right now. Their defense is dead last in scoring defense. That's right. Number 1 scoring offense, number 32 scoring defense. The last team that accomplished this feat was the 2000 Los Angeles Rams. That's right. The Rams, before they moved to St. Louis and then moved back to Los Angeles. And guess what? They made the playoffs. And they also won a game in the playoffs. So, can the Lions beat something this season? Yeah. But they're going to have to score 50 points every single goddamn game in order to do it. That's just the freaking sad part about it. Because you know their defense is going to be giving up points. So they're going to have to score a crap load of points in order to overcome that. So, and right now, I don't think so. I don't think there is. Unless you go against teams that I know can't really pull up a whole lot of points. I mean, yeah, it's not going to happen. So the Giants beat the Bears. Is the Giants sustainable? I mean, I don't think so. They have a lot of tough games coming up on their schedule. They have the Packers this upcoming week. They have the Ravens. The Jaguars are playing pretty good. I mean, I'm just going to go through these right now. Yeah. Right now, they're 3-0 right now. I have them going 4-9 the rest of the season for finishing 7-10. So, yeah, and as far as, I mean, yes, you have Saquon Barkley, but your quarterback is still Daniel Jones. So, okay, here's another good talking point. What is happening with Baltimore Ravens? This is a team that perennially has a superior defense. It's non-existent right now. And to tell you the truth, yes, Lamar Jackson might be the MVP, but it's going to be solely because of his performance, not because of his team. If it was because of his team performance, he wouldn't even be anywhere close in that conversation. They have given up 2 17-point leads. One to Miami and one to Buffalo. Both I would consider to be good teams. But you gotta make... And this is where I was arguing earlier with the Vikings about being conservative on offense and kicking field goals. There's been a lot of talk about Harbaugh's decision to go for 4th and 2. I don't disagree with it. I think it's a good call because your defense has not been up to snuff. So put in the hands of your MVP quarterback. I didn't like the play call. A pull-out pass at the corner of the end zone. I mean, yeah, the receiver was open. Lamar just didn't make the throw. He made it short. But it's like, the Ravens' strength is their run game, not their receivers. Either you go right up the gut with Lamar Jackson, which he can do, or you do a sweep to J.K. Dobbins and hope to God he can find the corner and get in. That's the play call I would have made. And it all circles back around to the infamous decision by the Seattle Seahawks to throw for it in the Super Bowl with having Marshawn Lynch as your DB, as your running back. Gosh, why do I keep on saying the wrong terminology? The most, and I will keep on saying this until I find something else. The most idiotic play call in the history of the NFL was that right there. So, yeah. Ravens, and Harbaugh is a good coach. And let me just take a quick peek at their upcoming schedule to see how much they can right the ship. The good thing is that their division isn't as good as I thought it would be. I thought the Bengals would be relatively better, but they're clearly still suffering from a Super Bowl hangover. I'm just gonna go through it right now. So they play the Bengals next week. I think they can win that game. Then the Giants, Browns, Buccaneers are going to be a tough out. I think the Ravens could surprise them. Carolina, Jacksonville, those could be wins. Denver, Pittsburgh. At Cleveland, I have to go to Cleveland. Baltimore over Atlanta, Pittsburgh again. And then at Cincinnati, I'll give that to Cincinnati. And that puts them at 11-6, which I think should easily win them that division. So I wouldn't say it's panic time in Baltimore yet, but your defense has to figure some stuff out. That's as simple as that. And the good thing is that your next two opponents, the Bengals have Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and all those weapons, but they haven't really looked that good this season. And then you got the Giants, who, you only really need to worry about Saquon Barkley on the Giants. Browns are a little bit challenging. Buccaneers are going to be a little bit challenging to defend. And then the Saints, if they get healthy on offense, they're going to be challenging. So, yeah. That's about the Baltimores. Okay. Next talking point. Green Bay. Let's talk. You still missing Davante Adams? Because there was a drop pass in the end zone that would have won you the game against the New England Patriots, who were playing their third string rookie quarterback. I was dumbfounded because, yes, did I think it was going to be a trap game for the Packers? Absolutely. But, my God. And I'm sorry, yes, I'm a diehard Viking fan. As evident by all this shit behind me. But I have family and I have people that I know that are avid Packer fans, and right now they're scratching their heads. They do not know what to make of this team. And granted, they do have one solid win this year against the Buccaneers. But the Buccaneers were without Mike Evans. Chris Godwin was banged up. They did not have their offensive weapons with them when the Packers played them. So, and you look at their schedule, and it's relatively easy. I only see a couple losses for them. So, yeah. And sadly enough, I think they're still going to win the division right now, as the way things sit. So, okay, moving on. Broncos. Biggest trade this offseason to get Russ Wilson. It has not panned out for you. So my question is, are the Broncos going to make the playoffs or not? Let's take a look. So right now they are 2-3. Oh, I already predicted one of their games. Colts. I'm just going to quickly predict. Ignore my rambling. So right now, I got them 8 and 9, and that's not going to be making the playoffs when it's all said and done. And frankly, it's just, I don't know, it's just, that week 1 loss to Seattle, I think it's the coach that's holding Russell Wilson and the Broncos back. Nathaniel Hackett is not the guy. Maybe will be proved wrong later this season, but as of right now, he's just not the guy. All right, moving on. Chiefs Bucks. This guy, Mahomes, pretty good, right? People are saying no Tyreek Hill. They can't be explosive on offense anymore. Dead wrong. Because that man is a freaking he's a freak. He's an alien. He doesn't belong on this planet. But yet here he is. And like I said, and so something not really funny, but this game was going to be affected by Hurricane Ian. And there was a contingency plan for that game to be played here in Minneapolis at US Bank Stadium. If that was going to happen, I was going to take this jersey, put it on, run down to the stadium, and fantasy football watch. I was going to watch that man, Mahomes, along with my other guy, Travis Kelce, to light up the scoreboard. And guess what? That's what they did. They put up 41 points on arguably, I would say, the second best defense in the NFC. I really would. So, I would not sleep on the Chiefs, people. I mean, yeah, they lay duds, but every team does. So, just because they don't have Tyreek doesn't mean they can't make shit. Like, literally, that's what Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense does. Sometimes they just make shit come out of thin air. You don't know, it's not a play design. It's not in the playbook. It just, like, two examples. One of which, Mahomes was going to get sacked. As he was going down, threw up the ball. Could have been intercepted. I'm pretty sure he intended to throw it to Travis Kelce, but I think it ended up going to Juju, I think is what it ended up with. Juju Smith-Schuster ended up just reaching out and catching it. And then the insane, he runs around on the goal line. And I wanted to run it in to get my fantasy points. But instead, at like the 2-yard line, he lobs it up to Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And then, oh my god, yeah. It's like I gotta pull up my text chain with my dad and my brother. I literally said, Mahomes, what was that? What was that? Because I know it wasn't in the playbook. So anyway, okay. Final talking point. Well, actually, second to final talking point. Who is going to win the NFC West? That is a really, really good question. So let us go back to my trusty playoff predictor and finish this out. So let's go to the 49ers first. 1, 2. finishing, sorry. I'm just quickly predicting this. Okay. Whoop. No, that is not what I wanted to do. Okay. Did that finish up? That finished off. Okay. So I just finished playoff predicting the rest of the seasons. And this is what it came up with. 49ers 10-7, Cardinals 9-8, Rams 8-9, and then Seahawks 5-12. So in other words, pretty much what I originally thought. I think the 49ers are going to win this division. Because honestly, the Rams problem is such a glaring obvious one. They can't throw to anyone else besides Cooper Kupp. They are becoming so predictable on offense. And we've seen it, or at least I've seen it, when this man gets double teamed or whatnot, he doesn't get the yards. Eventually, someone is going to double and triple cover Cooper Kupp. And when that happens, what is Matt Stafford and Sean McVay going to do? Because they're clearly not looking at Allen Robinson, which is why I'm dropping his ass for my fantasy team. Not because of his fault, but because I believe Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford are overlooking him. I mean, they got Tyler Higbee. He's been alright, but he's a tight end. Okay? Outside of Travis Kelce and George Kittle, there ain't really any tight ends in the league that can be claimed to be number 1 or number 2 receivers. They don't have a run game. They don't. Because Cam Akers ain't a run back. Or not a run back. He ain't a power back. And against some of the D-lines that you play against in the NFC, you're going to need a power back. And Cam Akers isn't that. And on the defensive side, yes, they do have Aaron Donald, but he can only do so much. One man on defense is not going to fix your problems. So that's how I think it's going to be. I think the 49ers are pretty much a cinch to win this division. Okay, so I was going to talk about the other games, but I've seen that this episode is running kind of long, so I'm just going to skip that. And then I'm going to... Actually, I'll do another episode later this week about that, as well as my power rankings. I'll do an episode Thursday before the Thursday night game. So, thank you guys for watching. I know it's a little bit different than my usual format, but I hope you like it. And until next time, see ya.